Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. It is a brand new year. I am so happy to finally be back. I was just talking about this weekend as if it was to my guest as if it wasn't Tuesday. I am all sorts of off of the rails when it comes to what day of the week it is, what year it is. Even happy 2025. Welcome to 2025. I want to thank everybody who reached out to me with well wishes about my uncle. That was incredibly kind of all of you and supportive. He is doing well. I wanted to give everybody an update on that. He is doing well. He is back home. So thank you so much for all of that. It is a brand new year. And we have a gigantic amount of things going on at 321 that I'm very excited about. We will get into them more as the week progresses. We have 10 games this week between Westerly, Stonington, and Charahoe. Not all between them playing each other, but it is a busy season. We have some great stuff coming up. It's 12th night week at the Chorus of Westerly, so please make sure that you go check that out. You can check out 321media.com for brand new articles every single day. You may have read our review of Chillingham's this weekend, so make sure that you go check that out. We'll be bringing you news and weather, etc. You can download the 321 radio app. There are so many things going on at 321. I can't possibly get into it right now, all of it right now, but please go check that out. We are here at Pizza Place Studios live at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, January 7th, and my guest at this time is David Antonelli from Slocum Home Team. David, how are you?
Very good. How are you doing today, Ben?
I'm good, thanks. This has been a little bit of time in the making.
Yes, it has. It has. Unfortunately, you had that, little bit of issue with your uncle the last time we were supposed to meet.
Yeah, and then you have had some sicknesses in your family yourself.
Correct.
This
Correct. So we commiserate together.
We do. Tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, how you got into this line of work, and tell me about Slocum Home Team.
Well, I'm David Antonelli. I'm a broker associate with Slocum Home Team. We are out of Warwick, but we service the entire state. I live down in right over the Charlestown line in South Kingstown and Green Hill Beach area. And we've been around for 75 years. One of the biggest reasons I've been with them, I was with a couple of other agencies. One of the biggest things is that they're family run. They're third generation. Really, really like that idea. And being a former military officer, the integrity portion of that is key for me.
Wow.
So basically I've been around for a long time. I'm 60 years old. So started out
60 is the new 20.
Yes, I feel that way. But I started out, I went to Bryant College, was in ROTC. Then I got to go into the military, spent a number of years down in El Paso, Texas, which was great. It's just all desert. Came out and fell into internal auditing. Then I became an IT auditor. So for about 35 years, I did IT audit.
Okay.
Very nice job, so forth. I worked for the state of Rhode Island. My last position there was IT audit manager, and I would audit all the state's systems. During that time frame, my wife and I started to get into real estate buying. And having a grandfather who used to be a contractor, I learned how to, rebuild things. So we would rehab houses and so forth. I still have my contractor's registration just for the sheer fact of helping my family more than anything else. But we started buying homes. With the idea we were going to flip them, but we ended up keeping them. They were all near the water. They were all near the water. My wife would walk on the beach and say, "Well, we got to keep this one."
Next one's good. Next one's good. This one's ours.
Exactly.
This one's ours. We can,
exactly,
absolutely. Oh.
So once I got into that, auditing can be, can wear on you over the years. You're always telling somebody something bad,
right?
So when I started doing the rehabs, I started looking into real estate.
I messed up your camera something fierce.
Okay.
By hitting it. So let me just do that and hit you with that close up again.
Okay.
All right. There we go. You can continue.
Right.
I hit the thing. Anyway.
No worries. So after rehabbing a few houses, started looking into real estate. Becoming a real estate agent, and it became my passion. I couldn't rehab houses anymore. I had new knees put in and so forth. So walking around houses is the next best thing. So I just love walking around in any kind of house. Like I'll have clients who will say, "Dave, I don't want to bother you. If I want to go see this house or go see that house." I just love walking around houses and being able to tell people, if they want to take that wall out over there, is it possible? Okay. So for the last 10 years, I've been doing real estate, and it's been so just, when you say you should do something that you love. Yeah. This is what I love. So I'm lucky at the end of my career, I'm able to do that. And I always tell people, you know what? I can do this until I'm 85, because all I have to do is go to a house, walk around, show it to you. Let's buy it.
Yeah. That's true. What has been, so you've been doing it for 10 years now. What has been the most rewarding part of joining the real estate industry? Other than getting to walk around the homes, of course.
Yeah. The most rewarding is I really, and it's been difficult lately with interest rates and so forth, is when you have a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. First-time home buyers are great because they're kind of clueless on a lot of things, although the younger generation does do a lot of research on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're not that geared up when it comes to what it takes to finding the house is easy. We always say finding the house is easy.
Right.
And then getting to closing, there's the tough part. It's all those different pieces that come into play.
Yes.
So it's always enjoyable at the very end to help people find that house that they're looking for. I just had one recently. He was a veteran, which worked even better for me. It felt better that way. They were probably in their mid-40s, had never bought a house before. And, we found them a house. He was able to use VA benefits and so forth. And they'll tell you to this day, they just love the idea that they were able to buy their first home.
That's awesome. What advice would you have for a first-time home buyer? Like things that people don't know that maybe they should know, or?
I think one of the biggest things is I always tell people to go ahead and interview a number of agents, because the biggest thing that you can have is you can have somebody who's been around for a long time. You could have somebody who has all the experience in the world, but it's got to be somebody you can work with. This is especially for first-time home buyers, it's a very stressful transaction for them. It's a big transaction, probably the biggest of their life.
Yeah.
Okay. And being able to go through that with as little stress as possible is key, so that you can enjoy it, because you want to enjoy the ride to finding the home. You want to enjoy the ride to buying the home, and then also enjoy the house. So it's something that you want to make sure you have a buyer's agent that understands that, and you can work with. You got to like the person you're working with. Okay, it's plain and simple. Otherwise, it's going to be miserable.
Right. Yeah.
So the other keys too is just making sure that I always try to make sure especially for first-time home buyer. You're going to go to a loan officer. They're going to tell you, hey, you can get up to $500,000 to buy a home. Okay. But what does that mean on a monthly payment for you?
Right.
Okay. Does that mean, oh, yeah, I'll go get the $500,000 home, but what am I doing? I'm just sitting in that home. I'm not able to go on vacation. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not able to go out to dinner because all I'm doing is working to pay for that home. That's not going to be enjoyable for you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Would you recommend that people start their home buying journey by interviewing a realtor and calling a mortgage lender and seeing what you can afford? Like
you hit it right on the head. It's usually simultaneous. Okay.
Yeah.
What we like to do is I have a full presentation. We have a nice booklet we can give to people that they can take home and they can review after we sit down and have a buyer's consultation. Okay. The buyer's consultation will go through the entire process for us. Okay. You don't have to, at the end of it, I always go, okay, there's not a test and we're not, you don't have to memorize all of this. Okay. Because I will have some young people who write notes, right? And I said, the reason you're hiring me is because I understand this and I am going to guide you through this whole process.
Right.
So you don't have to memorize, you don't have to worry about things. And the nice thing about working with my company, Slocum Home Team, is we're an entire team. Okay. So I work directly with the buyers or sellers, but I have a team behind me. So my team, like if we're selling a house, I got a photographer, a videographer, I got inside sales, I got web guys that, advertise all over the web. If I'm on the buyer's side, I have an admin that's behind me, making sure that we're hitting these certain milestones along the way that we have to hit. There's certain points. There could be an issue with the house. And if you don't want the house because there's a major issue to it, there's certain milestones we have to hit in order to get our deposit back.
Right.
So my biggest thing that I always tell people is my job is to preserve that deposit for you and making sure I'm hitting those milestones. And the nice thing with the team is I got my admin, Chloe, in the background chirping in my ear all the time. Dave, this deadline's coming up. That deadline's coming up. So and I don't mind it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do you prefer working with buyers over working with sellers, or just whatever?
It's pretty much, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
When you work at sellers, you meet some new buyers too.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and you might even meet some new sellers because typically, when you're selling, there are two different ways of looking at things. Yeah. So when you're selling, the sellers are buyers. They may be moving out of state, but they may be moving in state. And then sometimes you have other people from the neighborhood or around that see the house. They come in and it's almost like an interview for you when you're doing an open house.
Yeah. So
I might sell another house down the street because they like the way I handled it.
Right. And how big is word of mouth for you?
Pretty big. I'm in a couple networking groups. I'll hit, like Southern Chamber, Central Chamber events, even the Ocean Chamber down here will hit the events and so forth.
Yeah.
And it's just getting, your name out there, letting people understand how you work, what you do.
But I mean, when you do, like you just said,
Mm-hmm.
when you do good work in a community, those people know people. Those people are friends with people. Those, they have their neighbors and they have their, I think that's something to always remember. Like when you do good work for people, they, and that's just so true, and especially for realtors.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you are so genuine about this, and you're so helpful and easily articulate what people need to know,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're buying or selling. I think it's a no-brainer why you put people at ease when they come in to work with you to find their new home or to sell their home. What about What about the process, other than, again, walking through the home at the beginning? What about the process is your favorite part of being a realtor and working with your client? Like, what part of the actual process do you enjoy the most?
The actual process, I think it's well, on the buy side, I call it like the hunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going out and really finding the house and then finally getting that offer accepted. Okay. Sometimes there's a lot of competition because we have low inventory. It's writing
Do
that
we have
offer.
low inventory? I haven't heard that. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, actually, it's a little better than last year
Good.
at the start of the year. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that as we move forward, that kind of snowballs.
Yeah.
And we get more coming this year. You know, we got over 23 to 24, we got a little bit more. So we're starting to come back. It all goes back to that COVID issue.
Yeah. I assume that the first 5 years of real estate for you have been much different than the last 5 years.
Yes. Yes, that it has been. But even in a low inventory, I've been doing very, very well.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's a testament to the group that I work with, you know, the Slocum Home Team.
Yep.
You know, we're, like I said, we've been around for 75 years. We know what we're doing. But I think the very ultimate thing that I like the most is when I'm on the buy side and even on the sell side is when we get that under contract.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm getting it for the price, the conditions, and the terms that work very well for my client.
Yep. That's the best. What do you have a favorite part of, you said you live right over the Charlestown border.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite part of living on the south coast of Rhode Island, in the Westerly Charahoe area? What's your favorite part about living at this part of the world?
Well, this part of the world, I grew up in Providence, okay, which I truly don't like going back to because I work there too. And it's not anything against Providence people. It's like anything else. You grow up in a place you don't want to go back to. Maybe not for you.
No, I grew up in Richmond. It's beautiful.
Okay. But, you know, I find that with my kids, they don't want to live in the same place.
Yeah.
I understand that. But coming down to the South Coast, it's just the access to the beaches. It's access to the beaches. It's coming down here into Westerly with the restaurants, you know, the library. We love the library, my wife and I.
You mentioned that before we started, that you guys go to the library and work out of the library sometimes just because you have that luxury.
Yeah. So then we can hit a nice restaurant, or we'll go downstairs to the pizza place. I really love their subs because they get the bread from New York.
Oh my God. Pizza place has the best subs.
The only thing is, it's after 4 o'clock. They don't sell them.
Well, because they sell out.
Okay.
They said they get a certain amount of bread every day, and they, you know, you can get a sub after 4. It's just
if they have
they get a certain amount of, or at least this is how it used to be. I'll talk to Rosie. They get a certain amount of bread every day. That bread, and by the way, if you get a large sandwich from Pizza Place, it is huge. 3 meals. Like
the first time I got one, I was like, I got the tuna. And I'm like, wait a second.
you're like, yeah, I'll get a large, right? Expecting it to be like a normal.
And then it's a challenge, so I had to eat it all.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. When I say a normal, you could get 3 meals out of a pizza place large. Okay, I'll eat that thing.
Yep.
I'll eat that thing in 5 minutes.
So that's the thing with the South Coast. I like, and we get a lot of people from out of state. We may even get a lot of people from the northern part, because I can tell you this much. My wife and I got married back in 2001. We lived up near Shartner's Farm, North Kingstown.
Love it.
Okay. I would come home from work with almost no traffic whatsoever in 2001.
Yeah.
By the time we moved down here, which was in 2019, I would have to wait on Route 2 to turn onto my street.
Yep.
For a while.
Yep.
It's just that, even coming home at night, traffic onto Route 4 and so forth, and then even coming down here to the South Coast area.
Yeah.
everybody's moving this way. And I understand why they're moving this way. Westerly is a gem. My wife and I, when we moved down here in 2019 and started really exploring Westerly, we just truly fell in love with it. It's got everything. And then it's still got that small hometown feel to it.
Yeah.
Which is great. Same thing when we go, like I said, I'm just over the Charlestown line. In the Charlestown area where I am, you have, little superette and so forth. And it's just that nice hometown kind of feel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then again, like I said, access to the beaches. I tell all of my clients, anywhere from North Kingstown all the way down to Westerly, you have access to the beach.
Yes, you really do. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little jealous that you're closer to Quaney Farms than I am, just because I would if I wasn't chained to this desk every morning, I'd go get a breakfast sandwich from Quaney Farms.
There you
They are fantastic.
Yep.
Charlestown is great. Like I said, I grew up in Charahoe. We cover Charahoe here at 321, and I love it. Charlestown, Richmond, and Hopkinton are all have a huge place in my heart. What should people know about the real estate market in 2025?
2025.
I know, by the way, I'm hitting you from all sides. I'm like,
Nah,
let's talk real estate. Let's
No.
talk pizza place sandwiches. Let's talk this.
Yeah,
All right,
but you're
now
hitting
back
all
to
the things I loved. So I can talk about them. You're not hitting me with something where I go, oh, geez, what's he asking me here? No, but 2025, we're probably going to see, and I'm starting to see it. I started to see it towards the tail end of 24. We're going to start to see at least a little bit of leveling. So for those first-time home buyers, those mid-range where you're in the 350 to 400, 450 range, with not as much competition going into buying a house. Because what we're starting to see, like today, I looked at it, we're up 6% as far as inventory over last year, this time frame. That's just going to start to compound. A lot of the people that I listen to on podcasts and so forth in the real estate world, we started to see that last year in other parts of the United States. Okay, Texas, Florida are starting to see massive amounts of inventory. They call it the thawing out of that 3%, 4% that people had for interest rates.
Right.
If we could possibly see some reduction, we're at a little over 7 now as far as interest rates go. If we could see that sit right around the low 6s, I think you're going to have a lot more buyers coming out. You're going to have a lot more sellers coming out looking to move. Okay. And I think that's what 25 is. 25 is a year where we will see a lot more inventory. When I get a lot more inventory, I can tell buyers we have a lot more choice.
Yep.
Okay. We're starting to see a leveling of price too because of that. And the other neat thing is starting to see inspections come back.
Which is a great thing.
It's an ultimate thing. I always tell every single one of my clients, I would never do without an inspection.
Yeah.
Now, having, my contractor's registration, I can go in and I can tell you if something looks wrong.
Yep.
But I'm not the expert.
Yep.
That's why you need the second set of eyes. Okay. I'm more focused now, real estate mentality than contractor mentality.
Right.
But I still have that in my back pocket.
But a couple years ago, I mean, going in and purchasing a home for 20% over what you would and waiving the inspection because there's nothing around and there's it was a dangerous time. It could have been a danger, for some people. And it just, that's the way that the competition for those things ended up being. But yeah, having a home inspection
Mhm.
is
So with the increase
key.
of inventory, I think we'll start to see that happen again.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is there's various ways too. So like I've always told clients, don't waive the inspection unless, sometimes I have, father's a contractor and he goes, I don't care. I'll take care of the whole
Yeah.
thing. But with that said, there's various ways to make our offer much more appealing to the seller, because there's various conditions, there's various terms that we can utilize in order to make our offer look that much better and still possibly get the inspections done.
Yeah. Check with your father if he's a contractor, by the way, before you do that, because I have a friend whose parents, long time ago,
Mhm.
bought a fixer-upper, and they were like, "Our dad's in construction; it'll be fine. He'll help us out."
Mhm.
The dad was like, "What the hell did you do?"
Well, you're gonna have them
So,
come and look
you gotta-
at it.
you gotta have 'em come and look at it, guys. You gotta do that. But
Yeah, you can't just buy it and then say that'll fix it.
yeah, but he's got it. He's
Because
got
there's
it.
certain things that there's certain things that there's critical things. Every time we go through something, the big critical things are structurally if it's sound. Okay, that's the biggest thing. You don't want a sill plate that's rotting or something of that nature, because that's based on top of your foundation.
Yeah.
So the other thing is you want to make sure your roof is in great shape. You also want to make sure that the heating system, the AC system, if it's there, the electrical is all there and looking good. Plumbing is another issue too. You want to make sure plumbing's squared away. And down here in the South Coast, we have to worry about wells and we have to worry about septic systems.
Right.
So those are big things. I mean, if you don't do a septic system inspection and you get into the home and now you have to replace a septic system,
Yeah.
if you're below Route 1, more than likely you're going to have to put the high-end system in.
Yeah.
Which is going to cost you anywhere between $40,000 and $45,000. That's a big number, especially if you're right on the edge of the amount of money you can afford.
Yeah, absolutely. We had to get a new septic system when I sold my parents' house.
Mhm.
Do you you talked about being a veteran.
Mhm.
Thank you, by the way, for your service. Do you enjoy working? I think you mentioned it. You enjoy working with veterans to put them in homes
Yes.
and to help them buy a home.
Yes.
Are there certain things that they should know about that they may have access to? Certain loan options or anything else
Well,
that they might not know about?
there's a couple of things, and there was one that I forgot this year. I'm working with an active duty Navy person. Granted, I was Army, but
All right. Hey.
But
Fight it out on the football field.
Yep. So he was active duty. He was in a lease, and I was trying to work with him. We found him a house. He goes, "Oh, but Dave, I got another 4 months on my lease. The way that it's written says I got to pay 3 months if I go out early. So that's a big amount of money." But what he ended up doing is, especially active duty has access to their lawyers. They have attorneys. He gave the contract to the attorneys. And one of the things is that the attorney looked at it and said, "Oh, you're active duty. They can't do this to you." So he didn't have to pay a thing.
Yeah.
Which worked out very well. And that's the kind of thing, especially for active duty, there's a lot of various things because you're active duty that get waived. So it's always good to ask.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is a lot of people don't understand is that you get 0% down when you buy a house.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes when I'm working, especially when I work with vets, I explain that to them. They understand that. The problem is when we go forward, there's not a lot of agents, especially sellers agents, that understand that.
Yeah.
So part of my job when I submit an offer is educating them on that. Because what sellers will see is they see someone putting 0 down and they'll say, what, they can't afford the house?
Right.
Why aren't they putting anything down? Well, that's the benefit. That's what it is. And it's guaranteed by the federal government. So it's a matter of educating some realtors that on it that don't understand that.
Right.
To be able to put that forward, because I did get a little frustrated early on when we would submit and they said, well, you didn't get the bid because, your guy put zero down. Well, he's got the money in the bank.
Yeah.
It's a benefit and he's not going to use it.
Right.
So that's part of it. It can sometimes be frustrating, but we get through it. I like to get through it by educating people and saying, this is the reason why we're there.
That's the best way to do it. So if anybody is looking for a new home, or to possibly look at selling their home in 2025,
Yes.
and especially if you are a veteran, contact Dave Antonelli. Dave, how can people reach out to you?
Well, there's a number of different ways you can reach out to me. We have our website, slocumhometeam.com. You can go out there. You look under the team, you'll see me, and you can contact me. My email is dave@slocumhometeam.com. You can catch me via email. You can text me or call me at 401-301-8380. And then you can catch me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Dave Antonelli, my RI agent at Slocum Home Team.
Awesome.
And every day, if you want, you can know how many houses are available. I do a 30-second update. It's the Rhode Island update. Today we had 824 homes available. So if you're looking for a house, let's go find one in there.
Listen, I remember doing interviews with realtors a couple years ago, and that number was half of that.
Yes. Yeah. Last year we were in the 700s. So
yeah,
we're up about 6%, like I said earlier. I see that starting to snowball into 25. And that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. Guys, quick update on the weather while we're here. And it is 8:38 on Tuesday. Just a quick update. It is 29 degrees right now, but it feels like 2.
Mm-hmm. That wind is a killer.
It really is. Partly cloudy today, high of 29. So actually, it's not 29 degrees right now, but high of 29 today. Winds northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Winds could occasionally gust over 40. UV index of 1. So if you want to brave the outdoors and go outside, you probably don't need sunscreen today. 50% humidity. Sunrise at 7:12 a.m. Sunset at 4:34. It is getting longer now. We have reached it, so that it's at the point where it's getting longer, which is great. And we're going to keep an eye on a winter storm that is coming up on Saturday. Could be a winter storm, could not. Andrew, my friend who is our Charahoe camera operator, Andrew, great part of the 321 team. He also works for the town of Richmond and is one of the people in charge of plowing the roads. And he called me yesterday with our little brief snowstorm that we had to say, if this gets worse, I don't know about the game tonight. Mm-hmm. And he told me about Saturday and was basically like, well, I'm seeing forecasts right now of anything from 2 feet to rain. So so we will keep an eye on what's going on this weekend and bring it to you. But that is your 321 weather report. And you can get an hourly weather report on 321 Radio, the 321 Radio app, which you can download in any app store that you have, no matter what your device is. So yeah, Dave, thank you so much for being here. Slocum Home Team, you can call him. You can go to slocumhometeam.com, Dave A at slocumhometeam.com, and you can give him a call or text 401-301-8380. Dave, thank you so much for being here. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, I'd love to come back.
And you're a stone's throw away over in Charlestown. So
yes.
Thank you so much for being here. Guys, thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. And it's going to be a great, I hope, 2025. It'll be what we make of it. So let's all do our best to make it a good one. Thanks. Bye for now. Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140. Hot summers and cold winters can be unbearable, but D&V Mechanical has the solution for you. As a Mitsubishi Diamond dealer, we provide energy-efficient and personalized comfort solutions for your home. Our experienced technicians will install your new system quickly and efficiently, ensuring your complete satisfaction. Don't suffer through another season of discomfort. Contact D&V Mechanical today for a personalized ductless mini-split installation that fits your lifestyle. D&V Mechanical, your comfort is our top priority.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.